This is the Grimoire video series, and this is DIY Witchcraft. I'm Tarot by 7, and today we're going to be doing our nature walk. So starting on our nature walk, first place to start is in your own backyard. I like to start with, this is my chaste tree, also known as vitex, and it's also called monk's pepper. They call it monk's pepper because in the Middle Ages, the monks used to sprinkle it on their salad because basically it has the opposite effect of Viagra. And it smells really good. It also attracts an awful lot of bees and butterflies. So you can see on here, these aren't quite ready. If you rub your fingers on them, they're not coming off. But you look at these, and always have a jar ready. You rub your fingers along those, and they come right off. So not everybody has a backyard that they can be choosing from. I've got a backyard. You can also go on nature walks in the woods. But like I said, best to start is around home so that you're getting the things that are close to you to work with. This is an eastern red cedar. These berries are fantastic. You can use them in kitchen witchery, and they're good for like all sorts of lung ailments. And I also use them to just cut off the branches like this and tie them up to make sage bundles. Yeah, they're great for sage bundles. That aroma, it'll fill up your house. And the berries, it's what they look like when they're dried. You just put them in a kettle of water, let them simmer in the house. Great stuff. So weeping willows, these are fantastic. All you have to do is take these long branches. These are what we're going to be making our penties out of because they're so versatile and easy to wind and work with.
Anything else you can make out of weeping willows?
You could actually put them together and make brooms. You could also still sage with them. I would sage just with the leaves, not with the branches. But yeah, they're a wonderful resource. We're just going to be looking for things that we can use in spellcasting. We're going to be looking at things that we can use in kitchen witchery or smudging, all sorts of things, but there's fun stuff you can find out in the woods. This is a structure that people over time have just put together. A fun little space. There's some parts of nature that I think it's better off just to leave. These are beautiful mushrooms growing on the side of this tree. Look at this back here, going all the way up. You can see here where somebody's broken one off. And I suppose you could use them, but I'd rather just leave them. Okay, we got a lot of sticks. Sticks are great if you're wanting to make the little penties. However, when you're working with dead sticks like this, they snap. Get something alive. It can bend easier, and then when it dies, it's all in the right shape. Look at this great moss growing on this bark. I would make sure there's no bugs attached. But then we're going to use some of this on the altar. These are really pretty. They're a form of honeysuckle, actually. But not really useful for our purposes. For one thing, kind of messy. The berries don't dry hard like we like them. And it's an invasive plant. It's not particularly useful, even though I like the color. If we could find some holly or something in that color, we'll go for that. Every place has their own native grasses. This is one from here. One good thing to do with these is you take them and you can braid them like this. And when you're done, you have this long braid of a rope. And it'll die and it'll turn brown with these. You can use those for smudging and house cleansing ceremonies. They burn nicely. One thing to remember when you're using something like this for a house cleansing or something is the items that you're using, they're symbolic. When you use symbolism, that's an abbreviation for a larger concept. It's not like with when I talked earlier about the thejun in the eastern red cedar berries, that's an actual medical component in the eastern red cedar berries. There's not usually an actual medical component in grasses that you might use for smudging. So yeah, I would suggest taking something that is native to you. In Oklahoma, we've got this Oklahoma red clay soil. Sometimes places like this are where you'll find those Oklahoma rose rocks. We may not find any here today, but this is the type of place where you would find them. It starts out kind of like something like that, but then it turns into like a whole rose shape. Really pretty. So it's past the time that these thistles showed off their beautiful purple colors, but just the right time to collect their seeds. Look at that. These pretty little flowers are prairie broomweed. They're good for coughs and sores and aches. Put them in your bath. Even said to be a treatment for venereal disease, although we're not really too worried about that. These pretty little sparks of color here, hard to miss in October. These are gay feathers. The Native Americans used to use these a lot for all sorts of things. The Comanches, the Blackfoots, they chew on the rhizomes to cure different things. They'd put them in teas, they'd give them in teas to children for stomach problems. We use them in witchery too. Yay. So when you're out walking, there might be a lot of plants that you don't even know what they are. There's great apps out there like Picture This that are free. This we found on our walk. This is Deadly Nightshade. Fantastic stuff for witchery. Definitely getting some of that. Not just the berries, the leaves too. Thanks for going on a walk with us. This was fun. We're going to use some of the things that we picked up today in some of our future videos. This is 7 Stars, Tarot by 7, DIY Witchcraft, and we'll see you next time.